back to a very new video. But if you're new here, my name is Katja, and on this channel I talk mostly about lifestyle, music, language studies, travel. And about the last part, well, I actually just moved to Vienna. So in this vlog, it's still part of my Vienna Adventures. Honestly, guys, I am having a blast over here. Yesterday, like you saw in the clip before, I went to the Weltmuseum, or the World Museum. I think that is how they would translate it to English. Well, let's just go with that. And it was amazing. It was quite interesting because I would never have visited this museum if it wasn't in my year card. Is that how you would translate it to English? Okay, here's the thing. I've been learning so much German over the last few days, and also Austrian German, that as of right now, my English feels a little bit weird to me because I am making room, or that's how it feels at least. It feels like I'm making room to speak more German, and my head is basically figuring it out. It's quite interesting. And yesterday I actually was walking to the Weltmuseum, and then I got stopped by a German guy, and he was like, "Hey, could you please help me find my way to somewhere?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I actually do know where that is." And yeah, I really could help him, and I was like, "Oh, you just have to go there and there." And that was just because that was the area where the World Museum was also in. So he walked with me because I was walking somewhere the same way. The first half of the way was the same way. And we got talking. And he seriously thought I was Austrian because apparently I have a harsher way how I speak German because I'm Dutch, and Dutch has quite a harsh way in how we pronounce certain things. Well, apparently to this German guy, he fully thought I was Austrian, and I was only thinking, while he was thinking that, I could only think like, boy, please slow down in your speaking, because he was speaking so fast to me that I was like, I mean, I can understand German, but this was so fast. But apparently I did answer right. He was fully convinced I was Austrian. And then at a certain point, I was struggling with a word, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not a native speaker." And he was like, "What are you talking about? You're Austrian." And I was like, "No, I'm not." So then he explained to me that the way how I was pronouncing my German, it sounded very Austrian to him. So yeah, it was crazy, but in a good way. And after that happened, I went into the city after I visited the Weltmuseum, and I got so many people come up to me and ask me for their way. And there was this one girl, poor her, but she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, could you help me find this restaurant?" And I was like, "Girl, you and me, we are both tourists, so I don't know." And this time I literally didn't know because it was a restaurant, so yeah, the building that the German guy was visiting, that was actually a building I'm also thinking about visiting in the future. So I knew the way there. But it's a good thing. Apparently I have a very Austrian look. Anyway, I also visited the World Museum before I went more to the touristy part of Austria. And it was really fun because normally I would never have picked a museum like that. But since I had this year card, like I just said, I actually really enjoyed my time there. Like, you could have walked there for hours, but after an hour and a half, I was like, I'm done. This is too much information. But in a good way. And the building itself is stunning. And since I could go for free, well, free, I mean, I already paid the fee. It was amazing. So today I am planning to go to the Theatermuseum. Is that how you would translate it to English? I guess so. So today it's gonna be the Theatermuseum. After that, I am planning on coming almost straight back. Maybe there are a couple of stores that I want to go to that are close by. But then I'm gonna come back here, eat lunch, And then I have to work because it's not all fun and games. I'm also working. Besides all this travel, which is amazing, I'm also very excited for Stray Kids that they are coming out with their album Hop this Friday. And even though I already pre-ordered the limited version, I am gonna have a look around on Friday to see if one of the stores over here is stocking the item. The more nerdy stores over here aren't really selling K-pop, but I heard that the bookstore Talia, and there is one in this area where I actually went to for my birthday vlog, they apparently should stock K-pop albums. And honestly, I want to have a closer look at that bookstore because it looks amazing. And there were so many floors, and I only got through one and a half ish. So yeah, that's what is in store for this vlog. Also, Le Seraphim came out with their Japanese EP, or is it more like a single album yesterday? So I also kind of hope to find it in Italia as well, but then again, it's a Japanese version of the album, so I don't know, maybe I'm gonna order it online. Enough said, I need to get packing and go to the museum. It's Thursday evening, and guys, I honestly had the best day today, but first I need to talk about yesterday when I went to the Theatermuseum. It was a place that was recommended to me by a friend of mine, and he was like, you should just experience that place. And honestly, even though I used to work at a theater myself, I used to be an actress, and I also used to be a producer, I was not sure if I was gonna go there because it is in my past, you know, even though I still love storytelling and the stage itself, it will always hold a special place in my heart. But wow, I am so happy that I went there. The architecture, the rich history of that building alone, like, it amazes me. Also, if you're planning to go there, please get the audio tour. That made all the difference. It was really cute. I actually got a free tour because I was asking for something very specific, and she was like, you know what, I will just for you give you the audio tour for free. And I was like, what? And I was so happy because that made such a difference at the first part of the museum. The museum itself is not that big, but you could be there for 2 hours easy. There is so much information, and the different parts of that museum makes it very interesting. Even if you are with a group of people, probably there will always be a room that one of the people like in that group and have a strong preference towards, like the music or the architecture or the rich history or the exhibition that is now going on of Strauss. And okay, so this is also so funny. I'm a little bit all over the place, but that is why this museum was so good, because there's so much to tell. So last week, that was also in my no, not my last vlog. It was in the vlog even before that one. When I arrived in Vienna, I went to a classical concert in the Korean Kulturzentrum, and the piece that I favored was the waltz. And I don't know why it didn't click immediately, but that was a waltz by Strauss. And I was like, oh! So the whole special exhibition, or was it, is it a special exhibition? I believe it's called like that. Let me look it up. It's called, yeah, the special exhibition. I got the plan. And it was so cool to learn all about Strauss and his history, which is lunatic. Like, what? But also so much fun to see it all come together. Wow, it was just wow. But also the ceiling painting. I've looked up at that ceiling painting for 50 minutes. Like, this morning I actually woke up with neck pain. I mean, I have neck injuries, so it makes sense. But just looking and staring at that painting, because there was so much to see, and the history of that room alone, I was amazed. And also that ceiling painting, it's so bright and vibrant. I mean, the museum, they do everything to keep that painting from staying so beautiful. Wow, like, wow. And after that, we had the puppets exhibition, which was really interesting because I have been to a puppet show on a big stage, and I really liked that one. But in general, I'm not a big fan of puppets. But learning about the history was quite interesting. And also this man, Teshna, he got inspiration by Asia. And the thing is, the day before, I actually visited the Weltmuseum. That was the right order of going to these museums, I had the feeling. Because when I was at the Weltmuseum, I was at the Asian part of the exhibition. And I learned so much about what Asia meant for Vienna, but also for the whole of Austria. And having that knowledge and then going to the Theatermuseum actually made so much sense. I first was like, oh, I am doing so many random things this week, but no, this was the right way, especially if I will tell you what I was doing today. But yeah, first this about Wednesday. It was truly amazing. I highly recommend if you have some time. I mean, I get that you wouldn't prioritize the Theatermuseum if you have a short amount of time in Vienna, but if you want to do something that is a little bit out of the ordinary, then I would highly go there. And honestly, that building has the most history of all of Vienna, probably. Of the longest time of history, let's just say that. I mean, there are buildings that a lot of things happened over there, so I get that you would rather go there because of the political, the royalty, the Kaiser, that whole history. I get that you would go there, but honestly, like, I can't say it enough, the word honestly. I'm really happy that I decided to go to do more random things in my first weeks in Vienna than going straight for the royalty. To me, it felt like it made all the difference. Okay, so after the Theatermuseum, I was planning on going straight home to work, like I said. But then I noticed that on my walk back, I was walking past a couple of things that I wanted to go to, and I had a lot of energy left. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. So I went to Suko, how would you pronounce that? Suko Werkstatt. And this is actually known, I read about this after I went there. It's known as one of the best candy stores in the world. So that actually amazes me even more. It's so funny because when you go to that candy store, it's not your normal candy store. It's not like you have the feeling you only smell sugar. No, it's not even that at all. It feels very, not even overstimulated. Like, it's not your typical candy store. It feels like, because it's all handmade, it has a completely different vibe. So of course I had to get something there. I just love that I get to try out so many new things. And I went for 2 lollipops, both in different in different flavor. That was the word I was looking for. Guys, today I've actually been to the Korean Kulturzentrum again for something completely different. So all the languages are now mashed in my hands. So funny. But I got passion fruit and cherry, because I thought cherry is very fitting for Weihnachten oder Christmas. That was the word in English. And passion fruit is actually one of my favorite types of fruit. So there you go. So that's what I got over there. Then I went to the tea store because I saw so many great reviews about this tea store and was like, you know what? I could use a tea in my time while living in Vienna. And I got myself the Winter Glow paper tea. And this is loose tea. It's a naturally caffeine-free fruit tea with cinnamon, cloves, and orange notes. The Winter Glow for you. I like this. This was also the tea that they were serving when you came in, and they also gave me some chocolate, like highly appreciated. But yeah, I like teas that are, well, that don't have caffeine in there, because I don't want to drink more than 1 cup of caffeine a day, just to keep my intake low. I've noticed actually that I have way more energy when I don't drink as much of caffeine. So that was that. That was yesterday, which lovely day. And then today I had a slow start of the morning just because I wanted to get some work done. I also had to do some like house tasks. But then for the afternoon, like you saw, I went to a tea workshop. It was truly amazing. First off, I went to an exhibition that was there in the Korean Kulturzentrum, and then next door was the workshop. And then after the workshop, I went downstairs to the Indigo exhibition. Only I wasn't allowed to film there. But the workshop of the tea was mind blown. We had so many cups of tea, like my bladder was bursting in a good way because it was so much fun. I actually got to know someone, and I'm gonna hang out with her later, so that's good. And we also got a small goodie bag from the workshop. After the workshop, it was a long workshop, y'all, and it was fully in German. It was a little bit of Korean, but the Korean got translated. But I was the only foreigner in that whole room, so I was sometimes really struggling. But the person I had met just before we went into the workshop, she was so amazing, and she can speak English really well. So that was lovely, because sometimes there was a word and you kind of had to know what it meant to understand what was coming after, and she helped me translate. So that was lovely. And at the workshop, like, we didn't have to pay money to get in, and that surprises me, because we got food, we got 9 cups of tea, I believe. So that was good. And we got this goodie bag. Like, how cute. We got, let's have a look. Yeah. Wait. Oh. So we got green tea and black tea. And this was all, by the way, in the style of Korea. So it was the history of the Korean tea, it was the history of tea itself, and also the people who were involved with it, the culture behind tea. It was so cool. If you have, like me, you're staying longer in Vienna and you have the chance, please go to do something in the Korean Kulturzentrum, even if you might not be that interested in Korean culture. Well, I mean, you kind of should. But it was so much fun to get to experience so many things in that one building. It was also funny because the guy that I met, that was one of the first people I met in that building, he remembered me and he came to me and was like, "Hey, you're from the Netherlands, I remember you." I was like, "Oh dear." I was like, "Yep, there's the foreigner." Let's have a look. Oh yeah, this was the organic black tea that we had during the workshop, and these are teas that are, so this is a true Korean tea, and these are German teas that are very close to the Korean one. But I have to say, Korean tea, that smells and tastes so fresh and has a very strong aftertaste. I love loose tea, so I should be used to it now, but Korean tea, it hits different, y'all. And so we got 3 packages of tea. That's a lot of tea. Whoa. Let's have a look. How much gram is in here? 29? Is it 29? And this is 50. This is also, whoa, so much tea. And I got as a snack one of the cookies that they also served during the workshop. How cute! And then a card. Ooh, lovely. I'm talking for so long. I hope you don't mind that I've been yapping, but are good yaps, right? Okay, so that was the tea workshop. And it was truly amazing. I also met some lovely people after the workshop, and we just started talking. Then I went to the Indigo exhibition that will be on into the end of March. So if you are in Vienna before the time, you should go. It's also free. You can just go in. Okay, so what did I do after? I went to Lindt. I've always wanted to go to Lindt, and there's this really big store when you get out of the workshop, when you leave the Green Kulturzentrum, and then you go to Kasplatz. Kasplatz, that was the U-Bahn that I used. So I was like, okay, I've always wanted to try multiple of Lindt, so I would know which big package I would want to buy, and especially now I want to buy a big package for myself for Christmas. So I got myself 7 different tastes, so I can figure out which one I want for Christmas. I thought it was a smart idea. I don't know. Is that smart? Oh, actually, 8 because she gave me a free one. Free card. People have been giving me free things a lot these days. Wow. Anyway, the next thing I got is this vegan pretzel and nuts chocolate bar. So actually, I eat mostly vegan, but sometimes I do have some cow milk things. But I mostly eat plant-based. It's just because of my stomach. My stomach can't handle a lot of animal products like eggs, milk, cow milk, and meat. So that's why I mostly option for, especially if it's a big bar, for vegan. And luckily they have that nowadays. And this is not of the newer ones, but still. I've been very curious about this one. So maybe this is the one I want for Christmas as well. But honestly, I had the free one that you put in the back. I already got that one and it was so good. So yeah, really happy about that. After Lindt, I was like, oh, should I immediately go home or not? And the thing was, it was at a little bit of an old hour. It was during rush hour and I was like, yeah, I don't want to get into the U-Bahn during rush hours. So what did I do? At Kasplatz, behind the park, you actually have a really big Christmas market. It's the Art Advent. And a lot of people have been raving about that place to me. They were like, that's definitely one of the Christmas markets you should go to. And I was like, oh, I was kind of, well, not really, but kinda disappointed by the Christmas market of Schönbrunn. It was not really my style. I didn't felt a very community feeling. But then I went to this one, the Art Advent. That one was so much fun. Like, I mean, there are so many crafts. It's the arts advent, so that makes sense. So first off, I actually got myself, and this is something that I have been wanting, and I got myself a rosé ring. She packaged it all up nicely for me, but it has these, oh, you can't really see it, a little bit, but it has these kind of waves. So I was like, whoa, and this is handmade by the woman that I bought it from. So I was like, yes, I really want to have this. And this is from Jewel Miss Vienna. It was gorgeous. All her stuff was so gorgeous. But when I saw that she had rosé colored stuff, I was like, you're my girl. I need that. And I actually had an amazing chat with her as well. And then I was like, you know what? I love this market. And I basically decided every market, Christmas market that I like, I will buy a mug. Just to make memories and think back later in the far future about this time that I actually had a lot of fun with Christmas. Because the thing is, I don't actually have that nice Christmas memories. So I was planning on making some nice Christmas memories for myself this winter. And so far, so good. So these mugs stand basically for one of my favorite Christmases till this date. And I got myself the Art Advent Special Mug of 2024. Let's open it up. She packaged it so well. You could, in this case, you could buy the mug at a special booth for it. Okay, pop off. And it's a big mug. I'm gonna use it by the way. Just like I'm also currently using the non-bag mug over here. So it is this matte and then the orange Art Advent, and then it's green in the inside, and green in the inside because the outside is mostly the same, but the green in the inside, that is the 2024 edition. Like the non-bag one was pink in the inside, and green is also one of my favorite colors. So I was like, it was meant to be, y'all. So yeah, I've been rambling on for long enough, but yeah, these were just some 2 amazing days in Vienna, and tomorrow Stray Kids will drop their special album. So all I want to say is let's bring it on. Tonight I'm gonna watch the introduction to the album, and I also need to actually watch the previews, the teasers, because I haven't yet. I only saw some clips, and I was like, I can't watch this because I want to see everything. But now it's less than 12 hours before I can see it, so it's fine. I'm gonna watch it, the introduction, and we'll have a great night. Yesterday, I picked up my copies of the album Hop, and when I picked this up, there was another stay there. Actually, there were multiple, but there was one I got talking to, and we decided to hang out for the rest of the afternoon. And we had a lovely time. We had lunch, we went shopping, and just talking about music, traveling, languages, all the good stuff. Anyway, I picked up the regular album and accordion version, Bang Chan. And I also pre-ordered the limited edition, but I will unbox that also on video once I will be back in the Netherlands, together with a full-on album review. However, I'm already in the process of writing an essay, basically, about this album. So I will leave the link of my blog down below, because by the time this video will go live, that essay will also be live. And that will be way before I will be back in the Netherlands. So just something to look forward to, I guess. Anyway, let's just do a small unboxing. So I will just go through the PCs and maybe some extra stuff that's in the album. For the accordion version, I already got them out of the album because they are really hard to get. Anyway, I got Felix. Then I Anne. And Han. So, nice variety of PCs. Then we go to the regular version. Guys, the reason why I have multiple versions of this album is just because I love the styling. And I might use one of the albums for collages. Anyway, let's open it up. Also, the packaging is so nice. This is definitely one of my favorites from the last few albums, just because it is so sturdy. Let's see, where were the PCs again? Oh yeah, in here. This reminds me so much, by the way, of the No Easy era. Also the album, but also just the styling and everything. This is so cool to have it as a boombox. Okay, are we ready for the PCs? Because I'm not. Oh, wait, hold on. That's so many Felixes. Well, what is going on? Because over here, I also, wow. Okay, so Felix is loving me this era. That's fine. And Changbin with his blue hair. So we had another Felix with the cute bag. There were two PCs in here, right? Yeah. So no Bangchan. That's fine. I hope to get it later. Some cute stickers, more stickers, and a group photo card. I love these. You know, I love these. I always put them up on my shelf. Another group, but a little bit bigger. And then we have the poster. Yes. Oh, I do love that it are constantly different group photos, even though they have the same clothing on. It gives you options, right? Okay, so that was the small unboxing.